Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're going to allow our player to collect the coin here, and to do that we could do it in one of two ways. We can have a script on the player that detects when he touches the coin, or a script on the coin that detects when he touches the player. The most code efficient way to do it would be to put it on the player. It's going to use less resources, but for the sake of learning, we're going to put it on the coin today, which is still perfectly fine. Today, we're going to do that by allowing our various code scripts to talk to each other. So the first thing I want to do, this is a practice I have in almost every single game or app I make, is a script object. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the hierarchy. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to create empty. And on this empty game object, I'm going to rename it to script object. And the reason I do this is I want to hold all of the variables that I want everything to easily be able to access. So the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Project, Scripts, I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to Create, C# script, and I'm going to name it Coin Script. And then I'm going to open that. And then I'm going to go back into Unity. I'm going to create C# script, and I'm going to name it Script Object Script. I'm going to open that as well. So we have these three open here. So on our script object, I'm going to go, I'm going to delete everything in there. The first thing we want to do, remember, is make sure that this name and this public class is the exact same. If this says new behavior script or something along the lines of that, it means you didn't name it properly when you first created it, and there's an easy fix. Just go ahead and change this here to over here. And so I'm going to make a public int coins. I'm going to hit save. And that's all I need to do right now for this script object. So then I'm going to go over to our coin script, and I can delete all of this. So I'm going to make a variable on here. I'm going to call it public game object. And let's name it script target. Now, if you remember, on our coins last lesson, we changed it from, we clicked the is trigger button on, let's see, we clicked the is trigger button on our collider. So when we use a collider, we say on collider enter 2, or on collision enter 2D. When we make it a trigger, we turn it to void on trigger enter 2D. It's going to fill that out. I'm going to go ahead and change this over here to other, just because, as I said before, that's what I'm used to. So we're going to say if other dot game object. We could say dot name if we wanted, because there's only one player. That would be perfectly fine. Maybe later in the game you want to make multiple players or something like that. So just put it at compare tag. And if you remember, the Unity default player tag had a capital P, so that's why I'm capitalizing that. Okay, inside here we need to do several things. So we're saying basically, if so private void on trigger enter 2D, if the other thing that they touch is the player, we want to do several things. We want to say, I'm going to say our script target equals, and here's a very important code, game object dot find. And here's a very important code keyword, game object, capital G this time, dot find. And that's going to search in our hierarchy for any object with the name that we specify. We're going to say script object. And remember, this script object has to be the exact same, capitalization and all, as this right here. And it won't tell you if you've got an error because it's in a string. It doesn't know if there's an error or not yet. Okay, so then we're going to say script target, because remember, script target is now equal to this game object, the script object. Script object dot get component, and we're going to add the script object script to it in just a minute, dot coins plus equals 1. I'm going to hit save. Now here's an important point. This is where private and public, these public variables that we've been using, are going to come into play. If I make this private, it's going to throw an error. it's going to throw an error because down here, right? It says it can't access it due to its protection level. So if it's private, only things inside this class and this script can talk to. So I'm going to public. So now this can talk to it. So if we touch the player, then we're going to set our game object here, and then our script target dot get component coins is going to equal +1. Then we're going to say this dot get component, because we want to access a component here, the audio source, dot play. So what this is going to do, it's going to add a coin and then play. We need two more things though. Right now we can jump and touch the coin again and again and again and keep getting coins, and that's not something we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, there's several ways we can do this, but we're going to do it this way. Destroy means delete. We're going to say this dot game object. And this takes one or two parameters. If you put just the item to destroy in here, it's going to destroy it immediately. Or if you add something, for example 0.5f, it will destroy it after a half a second. 1f would be 1 second, right? This is time in seconds. And the reason we want to have this 0.5 is because we want it to give it time to play this audio source. There's several ways of doing it. This isn't the best per se, but it works for now, and it's something more beginner friendly, right? So I'm going to add one more thing, because right now in this 0.5 seconds our player can touch the coin again and again and again and collect. We don't want that. So we're going to say this dot transform dot position equals new vector 3. We're going to say 0, -30, 0. We're just going to put it really far under the game so that you would never be able to touch it again until it dies, and then it'll be gone completely and we won't have to worry about it. So this is all well and good right here. So I'm going to go back to our game, and on our script object I'm going to drag the script object script onto our script object. That's saying script a lot, I realize that. Okay, so we added our script object to our script, and now I'm going to go over to our project prefabs item coin. I'm going to open our prefab. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, add component, and I'm going to type coin script. And remember, if it doesn't show, it means you named it wrong. So go back and make sure the name and class are the same. I'm going to hit that there, and make sure play on awake is not on. Mine got turned on somehow. I'm going to click back to go out of here and save our prefab. Okay, then I'm going to hit play. Alright, that's starting to feel good. It's starting to feel like a real game. I will see you in the next one.